Been a while. So it's been a while since I've posted a video on here, and I really miss it here. So I'm coming back, and I thought, what better way to come back than with what I used to do, multiple looks in one video, but why not do the new MAC holiday collection? So we have a bag of makeup. Let's do all the things. So in this MAC collection, you got 2 eyeshadow palettes, 2 cheek palettes, you got 3 eyeshadow sticks. There were 3 lipsticks, and there was this new thing here. This is what they are referring to it as a jelly slime all over highlighter. So we got one of those as well. There are a few other bits and pieces, but I only grabbed what I thought I would use. I didn't get everything. I didn't need the mascara packaging because I've already got it. So yeah, I didn't need the brushes either because I've got a million of those. So what we're going to do is we're going to do half for each palette, and that's where we're going with that. I will just start off by saying this is going to be a very MAC heavy tutorial. So just so we're all aware, MAC heavy. For my brows, I have been doing something different. I have had a lot of brows on this channel throughout my life, and I have found my go-to. I actually learnt this from Miss Megan Robinson. She has become my favorite, absolute favorite. She's gorgeous, but she has so much knowledge. Go find her. So I'm going to take 24-hour eye base and it on my middle fingers, and what I'm doing is I put most of it on my lid and then I rub it through my brows. Then I'm going to go in with my brow gel. This is the Pro Locked Brow Gel. This is one of the new ones, and I go over the front first and then really go to town, getting all sides of the hair. The way that you want it is not just the top, you want all of the hairs covered. I let that sit for like enough time for a sip of coffee. Maybe 2. And then I go back in and start to place them where I want. I tinted my eyebrows about a week ago, and so far the color's holding, so I'm quite happy with this. I just did my hair this morning, so we have gone a bit darker, so I am going to have to fill them in a little bit, and this side I kind of maybe took a little bit too much off, more than I realized. But we're just going to place these down. Let them dry. Don't touch. Just to clean off my skin, I'm going to take my micellar water. This is the brand Frula Skin. I found it at Woolworths. I really, really like it. It's the middle of the day, so I have got a bit of stuff on my face that I just want to remove before I put some makeup down. I'm going to go in with Sterilizer next. Really, really am enjoying this. Again, Miss Megan Robinson. Trying it because she said she loved it, and I love it too. Once all that's rubbed in and everywhere that I wanted it, I'm going to go in with this one. This is the Skin Canvas Balm. I know all these came out ages ago. I just didn't have them, and now I'm obsessed. So now I'm going to tell you all about it. The texture is just really, really nice. It's thick like a nice winter moisturizer, but it doesn't feel thick, doesn't feel heavy, but it has all of the benefits of having a thick moisturizer on with skincare in it. Oh, not the hair. And it just makes my makeup sit really nicely. I have really textured skin. The lines, the wrinkles, they're all there. The pores, I have large pores. I would have said that I have combination oily skin. Now I'm thinking, after using this for quite a while and working on my skin, I probably have normal skin. It's odd, but I have heard that that happens when you use these products together. So I'm going to let all of that soak in. There's most likely going to be some sort of fallout because we've got purples and shimmers and things. I'm just not even going to worry about it. We're going to let that sit, and we're going to go in with the palettes. So these are the 2 that we've got, and I think this is the side that we're going to do it on. So we're going to do the Treasured Eyeshadow Palette x6 in Rose to the Occasion, which is this one here. We're going to do it on this side. Okay, so with the purple side, we're going to take the shadow sticks. I want this to be the Sparkles Buckle base. I've got the 2 here. I've got the Bubble Glam and the High Tops. This is the taupey one. and it's really, really pretty. And then this one, the Bubble Glam, I adore because it matches a highlighter in the face palette. Just a tad bit darker, like the pink reflect. Oh, it's so pretty. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the taupe one first, and this is just going to go on the lid. They're not pulley. They're quite nice on the eye. I will say it is quite hot in this room. When I first brought them home, first played with them, they were a little bit hard. So take that as you will. Now I'm going to take a fluffy brush that's got nothing on it and just soften that out. It does take a bit of it away. That's okay. Now I'm going to go in with the Bubble Glam. I want this more at the inner corner because I want that pop of pink. And then just go back over that with that fluffy brush. All right, we're going to take a medium-sized fluffy brush. This looks dirty, but it's not, it's just stained. And then in this palette, I think what we might do is we might start off with this one here. If I'm reading this one correctly, it should be the shade Envied Violet. And then the one next to it here is Plum What Way. They're the only two mattes in this palette. The others are Dazzle Shadows. So we're going to go with this one here, and then we're going to darken with this one here throughout it, but stop. Packing it onto that brush. You don't have to use the brush this size either. If your eye shape is bigger or smaller, you need to cater for the size of your eye shape. This works for mine. You need to make sure you're using what works for yours and your eye shape. Anyway, pushing this into my crease or socket area, which is going to be different for everyone else's eye shape. I'm also going to run this through to the front of my nose, just a little bit up near my brow. I kind of want to pull that darkness in. So now that I've got that Envied Violet in where I want it, I've laid it down, I'm going to take a tiny little bit just on the edge of it, and I'm going to start blending that out. A lot of eye bases will give you a lot of time to blend. I found that with the 24-hour base, you do, but you don't. Like once you've packed that color on, you don't have much time afterwards. My opinion only, other people might find it different. But I find that a benefit in my own opinion because I've got that base down and now I'm free to soften those edges without it kind of pulling the color away. I haven't had any patchiness come through while using this base. Next, I'm going to go in with that Plum What May. Nearly said the Come What May. Plum What May. And I'm going to take a small pointed brush. This is the Morphe M506, just for reference. And I'm going to use this to like deepen out the crease. I don't want to go over the violet fully. I just want to darken. I'm going to go back in with my previous brush and the violet and just go over that so that we have a nice blend. I think what I'm going to do is mirror what I've done and bring that through to the inner part of my nose area just a little bit. I'm not connecting it. I just want to see where this goes. I'm going back in with that Envied Violet and I'm really pushing that into that section where I didn't connect the Plum What May on the inner and outer corners. It's going to darken up and kind of look like they're connected slightly anyway, but I really want to blow out that Envied Violet and I'm thinking pull it out a little bit. I'm going to take this shade here. If I'm reading this correctly, it should be called En Vogue Violet and it's a Dazzle Dust. Oh, a Dazzle Shadow. And that, oh, she's pretty. Very, very pretty. I'm going to take her on a brush, kind of a big fluffy one to start off with, and I'm going to put her on the outer corner. I'm going to take her to about halfway. What I want to do now is I want to take the next one next to it. Now, on camera, it looks very kind of taupey. It's called Royal Gleam, and it is like a muted version of this one. It's really, really pretty. And we're going to use a finger swatch just for next to it so you guys can see. Very muted, but it still has those purpley undertones. With this, I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to tap this on the outer corner. I'm going to go in with a flat brush, flat shader brush, and I'm going to go back in with that same one we just used on the outer corner. That one was called Royal Gleam, in case anyone's taken notes. And this is going to go, I've changed my mind. We're not going to have a bright in the corner, we're going to have a bright center. So I want this on the inner corner, on the lid there. Using a brush is going to pack it on a little bit more, but that's okay. We're going to go back into that first one. That's called In Vogue Violet. And we're going to tap that over the lid again, just to bring that color back in. And then we're going to go back in with Royal Gleam and just go back and forth until we're happy with the blend on the lid. I'm thinking I really want that pulled out sharp edge. Okay, so I want to take this light purple next. This is called Money Moves. And this, I want to put it more in the center here, but without taking away from the In Vogue Violet shade. I want to keep that warm purple with using this as like a highlight, if that makes sense. So I'm going to tap that on first. See how I like it? Yeah, I like that. And I'm just going to wipe that off and we're going to go in with this one here. This one is called 24K Star. And it's the highlight in the palette and it's really, really pretty. Very, very pretty. And I'm going to do the same thing but in a smaller space. Just tap that over all of those in that small space so that we have kind of like that change shift. I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. Just gone. But we like that. What I will do while I'm here is take a small brush. This is the Morphe M321. And I'm going to take that 24K Star, just a little bit, because it is very intense. And this is going to go just under the highest point of my eyebrow. Because something like this cannot be finished halfway in the lid. It's got to go all the way up. And then, just to soften that, take that brush that we started off with, the one that should have barely anything on it, and really, really blend that in to that, what's that shade called again? In Vogue Violet. Just because I want to. I need a little bit of highlight on that inner corner. I have to. It doesn't make sense without it. I'm gonna take, what's that one called again? Money Moves on that same little brush. Put that on the inner corner. And then I'm gonna take 24K Star and put that on top. And that's just enough brightness so I look a bit more awake. There we go. For the lower lash line, I'm going to take that small Morphe brush again, the M506, and I'm going to go in with this one. I want shimmer. It's the holidays. It's the whole point of the palette. Using a fluffy brush kind of diffuses it a little bit more, in my opinion. And it's just going to go all the way across. We're going to go back in with that Bubble Glam shadow stick just over the top. And on the waterline. Why not? Don't do this at home. I don't know if it's safe. Don't do it. I will, though. Just for, you know, testing purposes. Okay, so this side's done. We're going to do lashes at the end. So I'm going to move on to this side, second palette. This one is called Treasured Eyeshadow Palette x6 All the Riches. And this is a very interesting color story to me because it makes no sense in my brain. And I don't know what to do. I've just spent the last 10 minutes and finishing my coffee trying to figure it out. And I'm thinking, we'll do these guys. Yeah. We'll keep it cool, and then we'll do them on the bottom because it's going to be interesting. So let's just start, I reckon. I'm going to take the only matte in the palette. This is what got me. If we took that out and had like another matte of some sort, maybe a brown, it might be easier to mix all of these together, but that gold's really thrown me. We're going to go with this one here, and it's kind of like a muted deep, I want to say navy. It's called Plumage 2.0. I think I have a plan. I want this on the lid mainly. Keep that inner corner free. I want this on the lid. Just bring it up into the crease so we can blend it out and soften it and leave it at that. We want it really close to the eye. It's kind of like the rough shape. So like if you're looking in the mirror, your eye shape's going to be different to mine, so keep that in mind. You just want to see it a little bit above the crease. Just a tiny smidge. You know what I forgot though? The stick. Forgot the stick. So we're breaking rules. This one is the green one, and it is in the shade Flirty Martini. And it is very, very green. It's very, very pretty though. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to put it along just the lid. I'm not pulling it anywhere up near the crease or anything like that over the eyeshadow. We're just going for it. Why not? I just want this on the lid. And I think this will be the way we can use that gold. Let's just use the finger to soften that. Wipe as we go, because I'll put my finger on my face. Definitely got some fallout from that matte shade as well. Just pointing that out. Okay, so now that I've got that on, I'm going to take a small flat brush. This is a Morphe one, but it doesn't have the number on it anymore. And I'm going to take that gold. It's going to throw me, but I'm going to take it. This one, if I'm reading correctly, should be called Terry Gold. That worked just as I wanted it to. I would like to mention that there is a hell of a lot more kickback in that Plumage 2.0 than I realized. It is currently all over my desk. It's fine. I cleaned up a little bit. And I did take it up a little bit high because I felt like I just needed a little bit more. I'm going for more of a rounded shape for this one. And I did take it in a little bit more on that inner corner there, just so it didn't feel so buggy. Does that make sense? Now what I want to do is I want to go in that inner corner. Now because I've got the gold on the lid, it's going to be conflicting, but that's fine. I don't care about that. I like it. I'm going to wipe off that flat brush that I used for the gold, because it's really what it did was it pulled out the green. So I think this will be okay. I'm going to go in with the dark silver. So out of the three light colors, it's the darkest, coolest one. And if I'm reading it correctly, it's called Cash or Credit. And I want this on the inner corner here. And just for the sake of blending, I'm going to go back in with that plumage and just tap the edges. I think what I'll do is I'll mix these two for the inner corner over the top of that silver. And I'll probably use this one under the brow. But I want to go underneath the eye right now. And we're going to go in with the burgundy, because I think we have to. We just have to. I'm going to go in with that brush I used before, the small fluffy one, and we'll just see how it works with it. I want to go underneath the brow. I'm just going to take my wipe again and just tidy up, because now we have green and red base colors layering underneath the eye, and we don't want to be sick looking. I want to wing it. I think I do. I'm just going to play with the shape until I like it. It is the High Taupes, and I'm going to run that on my waterline. Again, don't do it. I don't know if it's safe. I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm going to do what I said before. I'm going to take these two. This one would be called Dancing with Diamonds or Keep the Change. Maybe? I don't know. One of them. The darker silver one, that is lighter than this silver one. I'm going to take on my highlighty kind of inner corner brushy. And this is going to go over the top of that original silver just to lighten it up. I don't want to take it all over where we put that. Just on the inner corner to kind of lighten it. It gives that gradient. Gradient is the word I was looking for before. Did I say that right? And then we're going to go in with this one, the lightest one. And this is going to go on the inner corner. Oh, that's pretty. And then I'm going to mix the two on the brush, tap it off, mix again. And then this is going to go mainly in that arch area of the brow. And then we're going to take that brush that has barely anything on it and blend that out. That is the eyes done. I just put lashes on. If anyone's curious, they are the same. They're MAC lashes. And does it tell me what style they are? 88 Stunner Lash is what I've got on. I am obsessed with these. I want 1 million of them. Just if anyone needs to know that. We're going to start off with the skin. Now, I have been wiping underneath my eyes and they're feeling a little bit dry even after I have my prep on to set everything. That just happens when you do that. I'm just going to use this. This is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Eye Lift Serum. I can't talk. Words are hard. But I want to be moisturized under there because I have wrinkles and crinkles. And nothing sits well anymore in my old age. What I have been doing a lot lately with my skin is something that I haven't done a lot on here at all. Anywhere. I've been changing. Everything's changed. NARS. Cream Bronzer. Oh my god. I think it's time for another coffee. In Casino. Sunkissed. This came out 2 years ago now. Maybe longer. And I am still, it's probably expired, but I'm still going strong with this. I think it was a part of the Summer Solstice collection. My fave. I need to find the MAC equivalent because I just need to see if the the Benchmark brand follows through with everything that I use. Kind of an underpainting situation. Not really. I have tried the underpainting. It turns just too much on me. I like a full coverage base, but this is like a full coverage when I try the full underpainting. So really, because I have more of a rounded face, what I'm focusing in on is the cheeks because I have none. I have more than what I had before, but we just want that. Okay, this is as much as I'm going to blend it in. Not too much at all. You don't want to overblend this because you're going to be blending over the top of it. You want that darkness to peek through the foundation. Looks crazy now. You'd be right. I'm also using the MCO Beauty foundation brush for this. This has become my favorite for like my cream products underneath my foundation. I then go in with the Pro Foundation and buffing brush for my foundation. So this one gives me a bit more precision. Is that the word I'm going for? I think so. Blush. You don't have to underpaint blush. I do because I just feel like it gives me like an ice cream cheek, like the Neapolitan. The one I've been loving at the moment is the Summer Blush Cheek and Lip Cream from MCO Beauty. MCO Beauty has become my second favorite. It is the second in my Benchmark brands. I am obsessed. I have the other colors, I just haven't tried them yet, but this is like the neutral. This is what I put on under everything, and then I can put my extra color for whatever I'm going for over the top. This is just my base, and it is so pigmented. Literally, that's all you need. Promise, because if you put too much, it's bad. And I put this here. See what I mean? The pigment is crazy. Then I'm going to take this. I haven't actually used this in so long. I think it was the start of the year I got this. This was the Valentine's Day collection, I believe. It's called Many Moons Aglow, and it is the liquid highlighter. Now it has the press boppy here thingy bob. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shake it. And then I'm literally just going to put 2 blobs. Now, if I remember correctly, you got to move fast with this. Yes, you do. It's not too bad if, you know, it's not fully blended because you have foundation over the top, but still don't want lines. Okay, cream base products on, I'm going to go in Fix Plus just to help things layer. Okay, for foundation, again, MCO Beauty, Benchmark brand. This is the Miracle Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. It's in the shade 0.5 to 2, very light. This is, at this point in time, my go-to Holy Grail foundation. It is currently sitting here. I have never gotten to this level of a foundation ever in my lifetime prior to throwing it out. Also, I only got this a couple of months ago. So if that says anything, I hope that it does, because I have a lot of makeup that I don't tend to finish because I have a lot of makeup that I go through. So the fact that I'm nearly finished this is a huge thing for me. Also start in small areas. So I start on my forehead. I would also like to mention that when I'm doing my cheeks, because that's where I have the main part of the product, I don't use as much as what you would think. Like, the more product you have on the skin, the more that you're using, you're going to use less of everything else. So I start off with under my cheek, first along my chin, and tap that in and pull the excess wherever I need to. So usually I'll get about half of my chin done with those 3 spots. And then I'll start to go over the color. So I don't want the color to go away, but I want the most of it to be here. So I'll start at the top and then bring it down. And what that does is it just kind of acts like how a concealer does when you're putting it underneath your eye, how you have the lightest and then it kind of blends out. It kind of does that. So the most coverage will be at the top part of the cheek there, and then you tap over the rest to blend it in, and it kind of just really gives you that from within kind of vibe. So this is what my skin looks like after I've done if you would call it underpainting, and then my foundation. This is it. I really, really am loving this combination of everything together. So at this point, I do my spray, let that sit, and then I start planning the rest of my powders, because at this point, I'm going in with powders. Sometimes I'll go in with concealer. Honestly, I like the look of how my under eyes look when I have dark, smoky makeup on, because I feel like the under eye bag that shows that I don't sleep very well adds to it. So sometimes if I'm doing what I would call my OG kinds of looks, I prefer top heavy makeup on myself, and I would always keep underneath very bare. I would very rarely even put mascara on underneath. It was all about the top. It was about the lid, the lashes, the brows. So those days I would be then packing on the concealer because I wanted it to be bright and clear and perfect. But now I'm kind of like, let's see how grungy we can get, and concealer is a perfecter and smoky eyes are not perfect. So this is just my thought process. What I would do now is, now that my skin is pretty much dry, I'm going to start going in and building back up the cheeks. Sometimes, depending on how much foundation I use, I will have to go back in and build up that bronze, but I'm happy with how this looks today. So what I'm going to do is go back in with the brush that I used to apply my underpaints, is what we're going to call it, and just tap on those edges just to bring slightly, kind of like sandwiching it back in a little bit without putting more product on there. The Fix Plus that I'm using is just the normal one, so it has the glycerin in it, so it will literally make everything mash up together, and until we put powders on it, it's going to stay slightly movable. So we do it this way just to make sure everything is the way that we want it, and I'm pretty happy with that. Now it's time for powder. Brush of preference is the MCO Beauty powder brush. I want to invest in MAC brushes, I just haven't got there yet. It's coming. Right now, it's MCO Beauty. What I am going to do is use MAC bronzers. So I did get the Radiant Light Rosy Skin Finish and the Matte Light Rosy Skin Finish. I'm going with the matte first because I want to build up that definition. I am thinking, though, that for summer, I'm going to need to get the darker one because this is almost too light. But because I have the cream base underneath, this kind of just sets it in place slight definition, and it's enough for the amount that I have on my face right now. Although you can never have enough, honestly. And then we go in with the glow. The glow. Really pretty. But again, I'm thinking to match it for the summer, I will need to go the next shade. Because it's there, but not there, if that makes sense. Okay, now it's time for the cheeks. And we have 2. So now we need to pick which side works with which. This one here is called Deep, and this one here is called Medium. Makes sense, I should have known that. So this is the medium. And this is the deep. I think we'll do deep on this side and medium on this side. So in these you have a blush, and I'm gonna say it's a extra dimension skin finish. So in the deep palette, the blush is called Maraschino Ruby, and the skin finish is called Crushed Copper. And I really, really, really like these. They're very, very pretty. I'm just going to use my powder brush, very, very pigmented, tapping off excess. And I'm just tapping the apple of this cheek, because the pink in this is going to pull the pink out of the purple in the eyes, but I don't want it to make it look like a clown, if that makes sense. So that's all I'm going to put on. I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to go in, same brush with the skin finish, and this is going to act like a blush topper in the way that I'm going to do it. And I'm just tapping over that, pulling it up to so that it's not just concentrated in that tiny, tiny little bit there. And we'll go into the other side. This is the medium. So this blush is called Richer Rose, and the skin finish is called Glutton for Gold. And that has been my absolute favorite highlight because it's so pretty. Again, very pigmented, tapping off all the excess. And I'm going to do the same placement, just tapping on the outer apple and pulling it back and up just to get that payoff of color. It's very similar, even though they're 2 very different colors, and that is because of the way that I'm placing it down. You can definitely build up these colors. That pink would be amazing with a neutral eye, some lashes, and a nude lip. Just have like cheeks as the thing. What I am going to do though is I'm just going to really buff that in and buff it up a little bit higher, because I'm not going to use this skin finish as a topper. I'm going to use it as the highlight. Actually, yes, I'm going to. No, I'm not. We'll just do it over the top of the blush, really, because it gives that pink. That's why I've been using it as a highlight, because it's so pretty. But we'll just put it over the blush, and then we have the jelly. This is called 24K Copper Jelly Slime All Over Highlight. Highlighter. How pretty. It's so pretty. Literally is just like slime, but like loose. Oh, that went over the eyeshadow. But it's got the gold, the pink, the green. It's got literally everything. Orange. Everything. So I'm going to take the tiniest little bit and just pop that. Another spray. I'm going to take a little bit of MAC's Pro Set Blur. I don't like the limited edition packaging. I love it. It's gorgeous, but I hate it at the same time because it goes everywhere. Going to take a small brush. Could use a puff if you wanted to. Not a fan of puffs. I'm just going to run that underneath my eyes. Get the powder everywhere. Okay, now it's time for lips, and we have 3 options. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all 3 on and pick my favorite, and then we're done. That's everything. Okay, I don't think I'm going to do lip liner today, only because we need to figure out what these colors are. So we're going to go from lightest to darkest. Oh, she's so pretty. Hang about a second. All right. These are our choices. And I'm thinking the red one would go with this one, the pink one, purple one, magenta one would go with that one, and this will go with both. That's what I'm thinking. So let's do the red first. Now I've tried on the other two. I have not tried this one on. I'm very excited. I like it. I like it a lot. And it's metallic. It's perfect. It has gold glitter in it, which I adore. I am a silver person, but give me gold. Makeup. She's very pretty. So if we cover this, this could be a look. Could be a vibe. What do you think? Okay, I wiped everything off of my lips. So I'm just using what's left on a powder brush just to blink out a bit of my lip color. So it's more pigmented than you realize. Now, oh, I forgot to say, that one was called Regal Red. Now we're going to go on with this magenta. Everyone's been dying over this, and so have I. It is called Magenta Frosted Lipstick. She's very, very pretty. Let's get her on. Now, going in with a lip liner with all of these would add so much more dimension. This is very flat. We don't like flat, but I just want to show the colours of how they are, and they're so pretty. So if we take this one away, this could be a look. What do you think? My favourite, brushed in bronze, has the same sparkle reflect as the highlight on this side. Was it the medium one? I need to find out. Hang on. Yes, it's the Glutton for Gold. Same reflect. It's very, very pretty. And I do think this would be my favorite one. And I think I'm gonna have to put lip liner on. Let me find them. Let's go in with Beige Toner, just for some definition, I think. Let's see. Okay, we're just going in with Cork. May as well. Okay, I'm happy with that. Just enough of a tone change, so you can actually see that it's not just my skin, because it's quite light on my skin tone. So yeah, holiday collection done and completed. Everything that I purchased, used, and shown. What do you reckon? I'd love to know your thoughts on it. I think it's great. I'm not a gold person. I am really not, but these gold tones are so stunning, and I have been able to use them and wear them on a daily, and I have since I've got it. I got it the week after it released, because I ordered it the day after it released because I couldn't help myself. Yeah, if you want to see more of these videos, let me know. Make sure you hit the bell to be notified if I post again. I don't know if I will. I will see how this one goes, because it's been a while. I feel very awkward, but I hope you liked. I hope you liked it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.